Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Nana Vraja Jaya Nana Yamuna Tira Sankirtanam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Krishna Daya. This is our friend John. It's the first time he's ever been to a Bhagavatam class. You may want to go a little light on Sanskrit.
I thought of some 4 or 5 verses, but yeah.
Whatever,
let me
no.
see. Yeah,
Krishna will
sure.
show you what to do.
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a holy scripture in the Eastern tradition. And we are in the 10th canto of this Srimad Bhagavatam. There is this chapter 12, the killing of demon Aghasura. So text 12. So I'll just read the Sanskrit and the word-to-word meaning. Yat padapamshur bahujanma krichrato dhritam dhritatmabhir yogibhir api alabhya sayeva yadrak vishaya swayam sthita kim varnayeta tishtam ato vrajo kasam. Word-to-word meaning. Yat, whose, pada pamshu, the dust of the lotus feet, bahujanma, in many births, krichrataha, from undergoing severe austerities and penances, as a way of practicing yoga, meditation, etc. Dhrita atma bihi, by persons able to control the mind, yogi bihi, by such yogis, jnana yogi, raja yogis, dhyana yogis, etc. Api, indeed, alabhya, cannot be achieved. Saha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eva, indeed. Yet Drik Vishaya has become the object of direct vision, face to face. Swayam, personally. Sthita, present in front of them. Kim, what? Vanyate, can be described. Dishtam, about the fortune. Ata, therefore. Vraja Okasam, of the inhabitants of Brajabhumi, Vrindavan. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Yogis may undergo severe austerities and penances for many births by practicing yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, none of which are easily performed. Yet, in due course of time, when these yogis attain the perfection of controlling the mind, they will still be unable to taste even a particle of dust from the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then can we describe about the great fortune of the inhabitants of Brajabhumi, Vrindavan, with whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally lived and who saw the Lord face to face? Purport: we can simply imagine the great fortune of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. It is impossible to describe how, after many, many births of pious activities, they have become so fortunate. So we have one more verse to read. So that, we'll discuss this and we'll go there. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurimilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare. So we have got now it's 7:25. So we have got 20 minutes to discuss. So we are in this phase where the description, there is a place called Vrindavan, so where Krishna stays, he performs activities with his friends. So in these verses, we are describing how fortunate are those people. So the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami, is telling how lucky are they. So we will try to measure how lucky are they. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is telling, we cannot measure that, but let us see. So it is said in another scripture, Panthastu Koti Satavatsara Sampragami. It's in Brahma Samhita it comes. Vayo Rathapi Manaso Muni Pungavana Sopyasti Yat Prapadasinya Vichintyatate Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. So the translation is like this. Like this, the personality of Godhead, Krishna. So in order to achieve him, how tough it is. So it's very tough. How tough? So the people who are very rigidly following this process of sense control, eat very little, focus your minds, no distraction, everything on focus, very rigid lifestyle, all these things they are following. And they are just trying to control their senses. So those people, Panthasthakot, so even they endeavor, for millions of years, and they travel at the speed of light for almost, millions of years. Still, they will not be able to reach Krishna. So that is the difficult path, like what the yogis are following. So, but here, now compared to, let us see the people in Vraja. So what they are doing here. So yesterday, even Prabhu was reading. So let us see. Yadi duram gata Krishno vanashobhekshanaya tamam aham purvam iti samsprushare mire. So what the yogis are unable to catch Krishna, even after traveling at the speed of light. It said Panthastu Koti Satavatsara Sampragami. So they are unable to catch Krishna. So then let us see in Vrindavan, who is catching? The small kids, the friends of Krishna. They are able to catch. They never performed any yoga. So what they are doing? Sometimes Krishna go to a distant place, and all boys would run to accompany him, each one saying, I shall be the first one to run and touch Krishna. So small, in babies, like children. So they are able to touch Krishna. So this is what is the specialty of Vrindavan. So we do so much yoga practice, but so then we'll come to know, so we will discuss. So how they could achieve this much speciality. So how they could catch Krishna so easily. So there is a poet. He's an acharya in our disciplic succession. So his name is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Seeing this particular speciality of the people living in this land, Vrindavan, so he wrote a very nice poem. We'll just read 2 verses from there. What he says: Na yoga siddhir namamastu moksho vaikuntha loke na parshadatum prema penasya iti chetaramstu mamastu vrinda vanayeva vasa. So what is he telling? Hey guys, what I want to stay in Vrindavan. Okay, that's good. So what is the reason he is giving? Let me see. Let us see. I do not seek perfection in yoga. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur telling. I'm not interested in that. Nor liberation. I'm not interested. Nor do I ask to become an associate of Lord Vishnu. So there are like various gradations in the heavenly planets and then the spiritual world. So I don't want to be even with Vishnu in the Vaikuntha planet. Even if I don't have any love for Radha Krishna. So we have here Radha Krishna deities, Radha Muralidhar, we say. He says that I may not be having any love towards them also. So, okay, you don't have love towards them also. Then what? Okay, I understand. But I have one desire. What he's saying? I pray that I may reside nowhere else but in Vrindavan. So yesterday one was telling me, we want to stay in Vrindavan. So this is what is the intensity of that particular saint. He's telling, okay, I want to stay in Vrindavan. Why? No, you don't have desire for Radha Krishna. You're not bothered about anything else. So then why do you want to stay in Vrindavan? So he explains in 8 verses. We don't have time for 8 verses, but we'll just take another verse. What he says, Tarnam janur yatra vidhiryayache sadbhakta chuda maniruddha vopi vikshaiva madhurya dhuram tatasmin mamastu vrinda vanayeva vasa. What he's telling, I pray that I may reside nowhere else but in Vrindavan. Okay, we understand. Please explain why. So he's telling, for this is where Lord Brahma prayed to take birth. Lord Brahma is another very great personality. He wants to take birth here. So great personality is there. So let me also reside. That is his desire. That is his reason. Lord Brahma, how he wants to take birth? Not as a big controller. He wants to just take birth as a blade of grass, a small blade of grass, which doesn't have any value. So it's on the street. So the greatest person in this particular planet, I mean, in this particular universe, he just want to take birth as a blade of grass in this Vrindavan. So that's why, this Vishwanath Chakravarti is telling, I want to take birth in Vrindavan. And then the next thing he's telling, as did the greatest devotees, Uddhava, after seeing the glorious sweetness of divine love that is embodied there. So this particular saint, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, so Acharya, he wants to stay in Vrindavan because there are a lot of great devotees who are staying there. And then, so just to take their association, I don't have love for this Radha Muralidhar. He's telling, I don't have love for Radha Krishna, but I want to take association with these people who have love for Krishna. So if I take their association, I may get little bit love, little bit what they have, I may get. So just like Adipurusha Prabhu was singing the prayers, Prabhu, you are also there. So he has so much taste. How many people are clapping for him? Hardly any. But he's struggling. Let me keep the zoom on time. There are people looking out there. So he has the taste. And then when we participate, when we hear, so we will also get little bit of the taste. So that is the thing. So associating with devotees is the underlying principle. So it's a very nice song. We can later contemplate on it. It's called Vrindavan Ashtakam, written by Vishwanath Chakravarti. So now why all these great personalities? Okay, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, this saint said, okay, Brahma is there, Uddhava is there. So let us go to Vrindavan. But why these great personalities, want to just become a blade of grass in Vrindavan? So that is a wonderful shloka. Sorry, we'll recite the meaning also. So it comes in Bhagavatam, 4th canto. Yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya karma sayam kratihitam udkratayanti santa tadvannarikta shrutayo matayo yato piruddha shruto ganastamarananiva bhajavashudevam. So what he's telling, just try to worship in devotional service Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even great sages are unable to control the forces of senses as effectively as those who are engaged in the transcendental bliss by serving the lotus feet of the Lord, uprooting the deep-grown desire for fruitive activities. So in the beginning we said, let us do, the yoga process and then all these things. So they're to control senses. So we need to follow the yoga process. But there is a trick. In the yoga, you have to do so much, difficult things. But there is an easy way of achieving the same perfection. So that is what here, they are saying. So what is that easy way? Just try to worship in devotional service Vasudeva. So worship Radha Krishna in the process of Bhakti Yoga. So then automatically you will control the senses. So that is the easiest way. So that's what he was telling. And that is possible in Vrindavan. So that's why, so Yat Pada Pankaja. So we focus on the lotus feet of the Lord. So now the thing comes is, how do we compare? So if something is very rare, so we try to compare with, which doesn't exist or which comes very rarely. Like we say, oh, come on, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This particular superstar, cinema star is coming, in New York. So let us go and meet him. Or maybe in New York, people come quite often, but in a particular small village, oh, he's coming here, once in a lifetime opportunity, come. So we give idioms in such a way that, oh, this is so rare. This is so rare. Sometimes we call once in a blue moon. What does that blue moon means? It happens?
Not very frequently.
Not very frequently. Yeah, it's very rare, right? Once in a blue moon. So if something is very rare, we compare with things, which are very rare, so that we can understand the intensity of it. So this thing also, like what Srila Prabhupada is writing in today's purport. So today's purport, it is impossible to describe how, after many, many births of pious activities, these people have become so fortunate. So how can we describe that particular good fortune? Can we try to understand? Vrajaukasam, so the inhabitants of Vraja. Yes, we can understand. Srila Prabhupada is humble. He's not telling here. So a very rare good fortune can be understood by comparing with another rare good fortune. So just now we studied how intense yoga and then all these things. So that is one process, but even then we cannot understand the supreme absolute truth. But there is another process called devotional service, happily wicked. So Brajvasis were very, very fortunate. How fortunate are they? So let us understand. This yoga process, people used to do with a lot of austerity. Here, okay, here also we are doing nice, comfortable zone. It's very clean place. People used to do this yoga they used to go to forest. Forest is not such a clean place. And then we will not get, such nice yoga mats. So which we have here, yoga mats. So they used to make mats out of thatches, and then they used to practice. And here we have nice, sounds, and then nice air condition. So here we are practicing yoga, but it's not so easy. Similarly, this devotional service, we come here to Bhakti Center. We take darshan of Radha Krishna, such a beautiful, nicely dressed deities, and then aircon, and then such a clean environment. But when actually this process was given, this is very rare. This Bhakti Yoga is so rare. This process is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He comes, as we said, once in a blue moon. He comes, I don't know how many blue moons, say gray moon or something, we can say red moon. He comes once in 3.1 trillion years. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, once in a day of Brahma, something like that. So he comes. And then when he came, so he's giving this particular Krishna Bhakti. So the initial followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were not having such a nice bungalows. So they were practically, every day sleeping under a tree, every day under a different tree, so that they will not get attached to that particular place of residence. So the life was so much austere. But here we are so comfortable, so nicely we are sitting in a clean place. So this is none other than, just because of Srila Prabhupada, who out of his intense compassion, he came and then he presented this, sweet knowledge, confidential knowledge in a way where we can understand, appreciate. So just like Brajvasis are so fortunate to have Krishna within their reach, so we are also so fortunate that we are able to understand these pastimes sitting nicely, in this place of Manhattan. So how fortunate we are, so if we can contemplate, so then we can also understand, how fortunate Brajvasis are. So, but now one more thing. When we become so fortunate, what should we do? Suppose all of a sudden, what is your name? I forgot. John. Nice. So suppose all of a sudden you get a lottery, say, of $1 million. So you get a lottery ticket, and then it has got $1 million. You won the prize. So what you are supposed to do? Next step, you have got the ticket in your hand, and then you came to know that you got $1 million for that. So what you are supposed to do?
What should I do, or what do I do?
Anything, yeah. Either, yeah. What you will do?
What I would want to do is spend it, but what I would do with it would be invested.
You invest it. Okay, good. But
into people, and projects, and
good.
things.
Good. So John is telling that he'll invest in good cause. So if he gets a lottery, but the first thing is you have to go and encash it, right? The ticket. And while going, somehow if you miss the ticket, so then if somebody misses that lottery ticket, then he's considered the most unfortunate person. All of a sudden we get so much fortune, and then if we miss that fortune, so we will be considered the most unfortunate person. So what we need to do is, what we need to contemplate is, every day, are we fortunate? How fortunate we are, because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So we got this, and then we should not be the most unfortunate person. Even after getting so much, if we miss this, so then so we are really unfortunate. So the thing is, always every day we should remember about this great fortune. So what Brajavasis got, similar thing we also got. And then the next shloka is about the demon. So there is a demon called Aghasura. So every day there is one demon coming. So Aghasura, a particular demon, now starts coming in. So these people are playing so happily with Krishna. Let me touch Krishna first. So they are not able to remember anything. So they are happy, so happy, but they have their lunch ready. They forgot there is a lunch, and then the spiritual energy thought, hey, what if they don't take lunch? So the parents will be angry. These people will be hungry. Next day there will be chaos. So they should take lunch. So the spiritual energy stops this happiness. You are stopping the happiness? Yes. The spiritual energy is stopping that happiness. They are playing with Krishna. Stop. All of a sudden a demon comes. And then all the children are eager how Krishna is going to handle this demon. So there is a break. So they will handle the demon, and then, okay, the demon is finished. Now we will take lunch happily. So, and then again back. So this is how, whenever every day a demon comes before lunch. So, and then Krishna kills the demon, and then that's like, so then they will get sufficient hunger, and then they take prasad. So this is
We have coffee break. Yeah, they have demon break.
Demon break. Demon break. Yeah. Adipurush Prabhu is telling, yeah. And then, and there are two more points. So this demon is so much terrorizing the Devatas who are drinking nectar every day, nectar is like makes you fit and fine, immortal, and they are afraid of this demon. What will happen? So they are drinking nectar and they are afraid of this demon. And the friends of Krishna, they are happy. They are not at all afraid. So this is how, that is a material nectar and Krishna is spiritual nectar. And then Srila Prabhupada talks about variety. So we need to focus on this. In the purport, he talks about variety. So children are asking every day a new particular demon, variety. So, but let us understand, every day Adipurusha Prabhu is singing the same prayers. And every day we are going to chant the same mantra, Hare Krishna mantra. So where is the variety? Variety is the spice of life, we say, right? And in spiritual life, every day same Guru Puja, same deities. So where is the variety? So if we contemplate, we should understand Krishna is the person, who is every day he's giving, different rasas. So our duty is to just, fix the same thing we keep on doing. And then Krishna is the one who gives us the new flavors. Nava rasa. So this is what we get, and that is what helps us continue enthusiastically in our spiritual practices. So we summarize today. So we saw how the yoga process is very difficult. People try a lot, but they cannot reach Krishna or the absolute truth so easily. And we saw how acharyas, they prefer to stay in Vrindavan. They are not so much inclined to the benefits of this yoga process. I mean, there is a material yoga, but bhakti yoga is the actual thing. So they want to follow bhakti yoga. And then we saw what are the good fortune of Brajvasis, and then what is our good fortune. And Srila Prabhupada's mercy is our good fortune. Every day we need to punah, every day we need to contemplate on it so that we will not lose, just like, we should not lose a lottery ticket if we win it. And then, so we saw like the demon comes in order to stop these activities, stop the play of Vrindavan, so that people will focus on their lunch. And then even the Devatas who drink elixir or nectar every day, so they are afraid of this particular demons. But those who are associates of Krishna, so they are not at all bothered. So this is very important to understand. Krishna is Abhayacharana. And so regarding variety, so for us, we focus on our spiritual practices, and then Krishna gives us, the taste, every day different taste. And then, it satisfies, even if we don't get different taste, but still, it nourishes us. Thank you so much. It's 7:49. So any comments or questions?
I just wanted to, when you said variety, the spice of life, you could say that's more like in the material world, because you never get totally satisfied. As much as you try, so naturally you need variety because you're constantly trying to find another way to find happy, which you'll never find. And I was also wondering with the demons, can you look upon it? I know it's a real story, Krishna killed the demons. Can you look upon the demons as even representing with us, the outside world, the evils of the outside world, how we have to try to kill the evil of the outside world? Can we look at that allegorically?
Yeah, actually, all of these demons represent a particular unwanted thing in our heart. So I was about to tell, in the interest of time, I could not. So this particular snake demon, it represents cruelty. So I just want to kill everybody. So this snake demon, it devours all the friends of Krishna, and then even it tries to devour Krishna also. So mercilessness and cruelty. So in our life, we should try to reduce that. Even as a spiritualist, sometimes we will be hard-hearted. If some philanthropist comes, look, I'm trying to help somebody, I'm trying to help poor people or something. We say that, oh, these are not spiritual activities. These are mundane activities. I'm not going to support you. So that is some sort of cruelty. So we should keep our heart soft like we do service, like Prabhu distributes meals. So we also open for everybody. So each and every demon represents a particular cruelty or acharyas told. So how we have to handle it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Prabhu, for pointing out that in the outside circle, in material circle, so we hanker after variety, but we are not satisfied because, again and again, new things we want. So that is the nature of, the material thing. So it's always hankering and then lamentation. So we want to win the cup. We want to win the cup. We want to win the cup. We won the cup. After that, next cup. So there, it is not going to stop. Next title. Where is the end? No. Keep on going. So it's endless. Yeah. But here, Radha Muralidhar, that's it. Radha Muralidhar, Hare Krishna. That's it. Hare Krishna. No more. Hare Krishna. Anything is there. Chat. Thank you for your comments. Any question?
I have a little comment.
Only comments, right? No question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to say,
Yes.
well, a blue moon is actually an expression that means there's 2 full moons in 1 month. So it happens very rarely.
Oh, yeah.
I believe I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Oh.
But then I had a question about no, it's
right.
yeah. About the true meaning of sadhu sangha. What is meant by sadhu sangha in the verse that you quoted?
Which verse? So is it the
yeah, Vrindavan, he wants to live in
yeah. So there yeah, even Prabhu is asking like what it means to associate with spiritual practitioners. So there are various ways to associate. So one is, so spiritual practitioners have good qualities. They have exhibited previously some good qualities. Just contemplating on their good qualities means you are associating with them. Like we see Adipurusha in our we see his regularity, every day regularity. He's defying the age every day regularity. So he comes and then he does kirtan. And then back in home, we go back to our home or place of residence, and then we contemplate how regular is he, and then can I also be that much regular? So that is association. So that is one way of associating. We contemplate on the qualities of devotees. And then another thing is we personally also associate. So we hear from them personally. And then if possible, we can try to serve them. So we can cook for them. So that is also association. So here he's saying that, let me go to that place where the great devotees are hankering to reside. So that is what he's saying. So they are hankering to reside. So I will also go there, maybe contemplating their mood. Should I keep it there?
Hare Krishna. They can hear okay? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah, well, we hear these stories. We see these pictures of personalities playing with Krishna and serving, taking care of the cows with Krishna and having lunch with Krishna and even wrestling with Krishna, with the Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada said these pictures are like windows into the spiritual world, that there's another quality of life, that there's a place where there's harmony, where there's loving exchanges with the Lord. The pleasure of God is in the center, that everyone is trying like that. So therefore there's no jealousy, no fear, and it's not dull. There are varieties of adventures, like Angel was saying, but they're very, very sweet. Interesting enough, the going to the kingdom of God, going to Vrindavan, being there in Krishna's personal presence, is in one sense what we're longing for. But it says that those who are, the analogy is given, suppose you were in a palace and it's winter and it's so cold and snowing outside and you're sitting there having a big feast, right? And it's so pleasant, it's warm, right? You're indulging in opulent food, but you look out the window and you see some homeless person out there, right? In the cold without food. Can you sit down and enjoy that, right? So the personality like Srila Prabhupada, we know even in this life, he left Vrindavan. He left the Holy Land. He left a place where religious activity was normal. And he went to a very dark place called New York City. Imagine that. And for Krishna's pleasure. And we mentioned yesterday, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, no one is more dear to me than one who is reaching out and sharing this with others. And Prahlad Maharaj says that there are those who want to go to the forest. There are those who want to go to the forest, to the mountain cave, to the remote place with the pure lakes and the clean air, you know. But he said, I don't feel called to do that. I'm concerned with the fools and rascals who are lost. And for Krishna's pleasure, and make some endeavor to share with them what we've received. And I'm satisfied in that. The children, the little tiny children in the preschool, the kindergarten, we've seen them in Vrindavan. They're chanting, "We are satisfied living in the forest of Vrindavan." You ever hear that? Try that. We are satisfied living in the forest of Vrindavan. So Vrindavan it's not a geographical area. You can't get a bus ticket and go there. But it's a place where people are satisfied just to serve the Lord. And it's in the heart. And it can be anywhere where you're giving yourself totally for the pleasure of Krishna, right? You know, you've explained already, we're just reflecting, right? This truth that we have access to devotional service and it will set ahaitukhiya pratiyata, unceasing, unmotivated devotional service to the Lord is the only thing that will satisfy the self, because that's who we are. We are loving beings, servants of God. Anyway, anybody else want to comment, question, angles of vision, wisecracks?
Anybody online would like to say anything? We have got 1 minute time. So anybody online?
Okay, online audience, please, this is your chance. I'll share a quick reflection in the meantime.
Yes.
Krishna Daya Prabhu so wonderfully described how Krishna kills one demon per day. A new demon comes every day. So I was thinking, yes, our demons that we have to deal with, they also come every day. It's not that I conquered my demons yesterday, so I can relax today. No, the demons will come. We'll have to deal with them every day. Yeah, that's just to reflect what you were saying.
Yeah. Anand Bihari Prabhu was telling, we also face demons, the internal demons. Every day they come. It's not just one day. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. That's a very nice point to reflect on.
Yeah, and look at Evan Prabhu. He's here for Krishna in Vrindavan. And where is he? He is not in Vrindavan, Uttar Pradesh, India. He's here in New York at the Bhakti Center, serving the devotees. That's how we seek Vrindavan. That's how it's done. Can Evan Prabhu hear me? Yeah, nice.
Namastu Vrindavanaye Vavasa. So he's already in Vrindavan. Yeah. Yes. So we are. Darshan is about to open. So let us. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Govindam Hari Purusham Bhajami. 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 Ananiya Shasale Sriyari Manti Sasyanti Manti Kayanti Shira Saganti Ananda Maya Sadhu Dara Vidasya Govinda Hari Purusham Bhajami. Govindam 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 Hari
Thank you, Evan Prabhu.
Prabhupada ki jai. I'm not in Vrindavan, but I want to be.
I know, and that's you're Vrindavan bound, Evan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, dear remote souls, Hare Krishna. There's no way you can lose your ticket. There's no way. Shastra says on the spiritual path, there's no loss. We may take a detour, but we can't lose it. We know too much. We heard Srila Prabhupada. We saw Radha Muladhar. That's it. You can't lose that. Right? Go cash it. Bruce, Rich, Yogeshwari, Suzanne, Bhima Prabhu, Akiko Chan, Hare Krishna.